Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. I am your host, 3 out of 7 ain't bad, and we are broadcasting high above the Civic Center station. Tonight, we're surfing the sports spring equinox, man, with so many things to talk about. I'm going to split it up and start by asking Scott, what are you paying attention to right now? What's on your sports television or your sports viewing radar?
I'm watching the D-backs. They're on pretty late, and they're playing against the Dodgers these first three games. But
Hmm.
that's what I was watching for the most part.
Has
Um,
that been it, though? I was going to say, go
a
ahead.
little bit of that. My kid's into the Knicks, so we're still that team's still playing, so we're watching some of that as well.
That's what I was going to ask.
Um,
So your kid's not watching college basketball. He's not watching the tournament.
nah, he watched a couple seconds of it today actually, and was interested by it, but then he started playing some other game on his
So let me
iPad.
ask you this. When we grew up, obviously watching college basketball is going to be a different time from when your son is going to grow up and I guess, in the over the next decade and watch what quote will be college basketball. Could you what do you think he's going to be watching? Well, I mean, it's obviously going to be something. I feel like it's going to be something different because this is something different than what we watched. You know what I mean?
I
Can
make
you
the
think of
joke
any?
a lot.
Mhm.
I do make this joke a lot about how like my kid's favorite baseball team is going to be the Bananas and his favorite basketball team is going to be the Ice Cube three man whatever they are. Like I don't know what sport he's going to watch. We haven't watched any of those videos yet where the guys throw the basketball from like the top of the stadium and it goes in the hoop. Like he might that might be his favorite thing. You know, like I don't know. Um I don't know if I don't know if Arizona State basketball when I'm watching a random game, because that's the only thing that ties me to it is like if I happen to
Yeah.
see my team or my team is doing well, I'll jump in on it. Or
And
if it's the beginning of the season and nothing's happened yet, I'll jump in on it. But like,
And that is the other part of it, because being in the Northeast, there is no signature college basketball team that is the focus for the area. It's just a general malaise, unless you're in Manhattan and then you kind of get some of St. John's. The same way if you're in the city, you get the Knicks and everybody roots for the Knicks. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's
sure.
interesting. But wow, so I hadn't even thought about it from that angle because what college basketball team did you root for, quote, growing when you were growing up?
I mean, I
I
had an older brother that went to Syracuse. You know,
mm,
my older brother went to Syracuse, so that was kind of it. I don't think I was really watching too much
college back,
college basketball
yeah.
before the Georgetown Syracuse games that I saw. I really feel like those were probably some of the first games I ever saw. Those crazy, and again, I'm just foggy memories of just like these crazy buzzer beater CBS games.
And that's 84, 85. But that's my point being that's the creation of the Big East and television and blah blah blah. You had mentioned you're already staying up late and watching Diamondbacks Dodgers.
Well, I've learned a lot of lessons of being a West Coast sports fan about like
Mhm.
being able to fall asleep after or during a game because some the blood pressure is an actual issue. Um, we did not have a bullpen last year, and they didn't really shore it up in the off season.
Hmm.
And that's not to say that we don't have a lot of guys on the injured list that are amazing arms. They do. They have a full squad worth of guys that are hurt. But two out of these three Dodger games, and let's say maybe one of those games the Dodgers still would have done it because they're the Dodgers. But like we were in these games, we had the lead. We had a
Yeah.
2-1 lead in the eighth inning yesterday. You know they were tied 4-4 in a game the other day that the bullpen couldn't hang on to.
Are you
Um,
that discouraged against you went
no,
no I'm serious because I mean you played toe to toe, you stood right up there playing in the home stadium of the defending champions when they're getting their rings and everything like that,
holy
and
shit! Was that? Did you watch any of that? NBC, like they
I
didn't announce that they didn't mention the Diamondbacks until like almost they were about to take at bat because like for the first hour of pregame it was just the Dodgers are the greatest thing to ever happen to anything. They were
I
really,
yeah.
uh,
I was gonna say no. I'm thinking of the first day when they did the Yankees and the Giants when they had them
yeah,
running out of They had the Yankees jumping out of a subway car. No, they had the Yankees jumping out of
That's
a
what they no,
bus.
that's what the Dodgers did the next night. The Dodgers and Diamondbacks were on NBC prime
So what
time,
did yeah, but what did they
and
have?
it was like Bob
Well,
Costas giving his
oh yeah, no, I saw
Bob.
Bob Costas because there's only so many times you're going to get to see or hear Bob Costas talk about sports. So
Bob Costas
that's
talking to Clayton Kershaw about how the Dodgers are the dynasty and da da, and like I mean, not that he would ever bring it up because why would you do that to the guy? But the
mhm.
Diamondbacks beat the shit out of Clayton Kershaw in the playoffs and like ran through that Dodgers team right before they won back to back World Series. And so like at least reference the team once. Like give us one in the first hour of pregame. I know they're giving out the rings to the Dodgers. I know everybody's tuning in to see the Dodgers, but like
Oh,
mention the team once. Once.
yeah, maybe, but it is sort of so with that being no, I mean it is they are the champs.
Of course. It's
it's
of course. No one's tuning in to watch the
it's
Diamondbacks. Come on.
no, it's not even that, but either way, so you're in tune with the Diamondbacks. Is it
Can
just
I
the
wait? Can
Diamondbacks
I say
or are
something now?
you
If can I know? Can I
oh, go
say
ahead.
something about this? Like, if the Diamondbacks had won the World Series last year, opening day
Yes.
would still be the Dodgers versus somebody like whoever. Like, it's not.
No, no.
Yeah, they're not
if
putting
you're
the
the world,
Diamondbacks getting the rings. Get out of
yes,
here on
they are.
NBC.
Yeah,
Get
yeah. Well,
out of here.
if
No way.
you're the world champ, you really are that discouraged. You think that
Did wait a minute? Hold on a second.
go
Can we
ahead.
go back and check? Did Texas opening day the following year, did Texas have the prime time main event, whatever? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It may have been one of the bigger
God,
games,
I
but I
just
don't think
watched that live. Sorry, you're getting the reaction of me watching UConn just hit a three-pointer from the buzzer, basically, with point 0.3 seconds left to jump to go up one on Duke. So that just tells you how
nice.
live this is going to be. Um, so that
Wow.
pulling me away from it, that's about the only thing that's kind of, I haven't been watching the tournament. I was going to say, I mean, I really haven't been watching. This just is on in the background. But
Mm.
is there is because I'm watching the what's it called? I'm trying to think of it. It's the recap rundowns that come on the MLB network. That's like 45 minutes of all the highlights of all the games, like every night. Am I the only one doing that, or are you doing that as well? I mean,
No,
you're
I'm not
watching.
doing
You're
that right
focused on.
now, but it'll happen.
Okay.
There will be a point in the season like we're 0-3 right now, so like I'm not like let me consume everything I can consume. I'm not there yet.
Well,
Like if we're
but we did. No, we started 2-0. So, the Mets started 2-0. So I'm tuned in right now. They just lost. So
No,
I don't know if I'll
you
do it
guys
tonight, but
you got big wins. It was this,
yeah.
you know how things go. I mean, like that center fielder, who is it? O'Neal Cruz, is that the guy? Like
Oh,
that
for the
guy doesn't.
Pirates?
Yeah, that guy
Yeah.
doesn't make those two plays.
If he
Paul
if he
Skeens doesn't have a 167 ERA
if
or whatever.
he yeah, certainly. I mean, just because, but if he does make the first catch, it still ties the game at two. So
Sure.
that's the only thing I stand on. It's like, yeah, if he obviously he messes up, but if he makes the catch, the game's still tied at two, and we move on. And then Skeens maybe he settles down, maybe he doesn't. I'm sorry, he had a chance. He had a chance. He failed.
Mm.
You only get one chance at opening day, and when you like that. So opening day was something a sporting event that I was looking forward to for months. Is there any sporting event that you're kind of that's in the future? You're kind of going. I can't wait for that to happen
Nah.
in the immediate future. I mean, nothing at all. Is there?
I
Is there
mean,
a? Is
I've circled next week the Diamondbacks are here in Queens. So like I don't know if we're gonna go to one of those games or not. So like if you're asking if I've
mm,
identified a
that's
sporting event, like yeah, I guess that's probably as close
okay.
to it as I could tell you.
So your son is 5, right?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
close? Yeah. All right.
yeah. No, you're
I
right there.
all right. So being a 5-year-old, is that I'm sure there's going to be a fan fest because I'm in a city where there's a fan fest. There's FIFA that's going to be here. There's FIFA's in the area for you as well. Is there
Sure.
anything that's broken through about that? I mean, it's still 60 days away, but I guess because I'm so close to where the fan fest is going to be and everything like that, that some of that's kind of seeping through into my
I
news line. Is that and
Yeah, I
in
think
yours?
Honestly, I was at the Meadowlands yesterday because we were
Mhm.
at the American Dream over there, and there's uh, clearly something happening. No, no, obviously, like
Yeah,
like this. There's going to be a ton of stuff. I'm not sure exactly what's what, but there's going to be a ton of things going on. I don't think my kid's going to care about any of that stuff
but
necessarily.
as a
Um,
parent, are you going to try to allow him to care? Are you going to? I mean, like you said, you're going to the American Dream, which is a mall. I say it's right. Am I
mhm.
right? American
Yeah, yeah,
Dream,
yeah.
like
It
Dusty
is.
Roads, but it's a mall. Okay.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is. It's shaped like Dusty Roads. We parked in his
big
nutsack.
and portly, big and portly like Dusty Rhodes, waggling about the ring. Sorry, Dusty Rhodes, man.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
so
Rest in peace.
I no, I'm going to take this because I was just thinking about this yesterday because I walked to someplace and I've realized that every time I get close to the sidewalk, especially if I'm crossing the street, the last four steps are basically the Ric Flair strut. Like it's
Mm.
it's the last four steps at any given point in time. It's some portion. Sorry, the wrestling reference allowed me to step off to there. So my question is basically, are you going to like? There is a fan fest. I think it's going to be probably in the middle of the city though, as opposed to like at the American Dream. But if American Dream did
Yeah,
hold a
sure. No,
FIFA
I'm sure
fan
there's
fest,
something. Yeah, long story short, no, we're not. I don't have any plans to, but it's very possible that I'll get roped into something. Like I don't have plans to. We're still doing just like we're going to see Chris's team when they play. You know what I mean? Like it's like
yeah,
that's where we're at.
yeah, that
So
makes sense. And
we're just taking them to certain
uh,
little things here and there.
you have the choice to take him wherever you want. He's your kid, so you get the best way to influence him. Yeah, no, so
Oh,
I'm
if they
serious. You
if they
can
had drop off there, yeah, we would do that.
Well, I'm sure
I
they
think that's
have
a good
drop
deal.
off, but that would probably not be the way you would want to drop somebody off. All right. You're driving, so I'm gonna let you go after asking this
Awesome.
numerical
Oh,
trivia
here we go.
question. All right.
Go for it.
So, talking FIFA, did you know Germany actually is the most successful European nation so far as it comes to the Cup of Worlds? Uh, how many times do you think they've won the World Cup? The number that I'm looking for is how many times has Germany successfully lifted that trophy?
Oh,
I
I
kind of
thought you
looked
were
at
going to ask me which
globe. And...
PlayStation FIFA was my first. I think it was 99.
Mine was
I
98. Mine was the 98 one.
look at you.
Oh, what
Mine might have
FIFA
been
98?
98
The
though.
EA Sports FIFA 98?
Think so.
Yeah.
What was on? Who
Yeah,
was on the
no, that
cover?
was
Can you remember?
oh because that was the World Cup one or whatever like that. But I played it for because yeah, it was the World Cup one because I was able to play with the Nigerian team because I played with Canoe and other people like that. Yeah, no, I love that game. Played
How
the heck
many
out of that game.
World Cups
So
does
how many?
Germany have? I don't know.
Yep.
6. I have no clue. That's my guess.
No,
There you go.
the six is a number. All right. So six
It
is
is a
your
number.
number. Scott,
It's not
thanks
my
for calling
number,
in
but
from
it's a
the road.
number.
Oh,
Hey,
it
thanks
is
for
your number
calling.
for right now. I
Always a
hope to
pleasure.
see
Who won
you
that
back
basketball game? What happened
safely
there?
in your
What's going
trophy
on
room.
there?
UConn did win by one on a last second
Wow.
three-point shot. Yep.
Holy frioles. Well, my bracket is busted.
And now
I don't
through the
actually care.
power of my imagination, I'm going to transition this into asking Kris about that exact same thing and get his opinion on it. So
You?
thank you very much. So did you see the UConn Duke finish or what?
I did. I did.
Any
Uh,
thoughts on it or
I saw the whole thing. Watched the whole game. My girlfriend and I were at my parents' house, and we had dinner. And we sat down just in time for the game. We watched the whole game, and yeah, you got to give UConn a lot of credit. But I will take some, you know, take some shots at Duke. Man, they second half they did not play well. They were not coached well. They did not get Cameron Boozer the ball in spots where he was effective and scored in the first half. Um, the final play was atrocious.
I was
Um,
I saw a reaction to it from the CBS guys, and it was mine because you can kind of hear it. Well, yeah, you can hear it on the pod or visualize it because I kind of started. You hear, oh, which is when the initial pass comes in and it's suddenly a loose ball. And it's like, did you guys disallow a loose ball? The initial play there, and then you get it, and then you take the shot, and it's like he hit the shot. It's like, wow. So yeah, that's
Well, it's
on the
really,
other side. Yeah.
unfortunately, Paula has to suffer through spending a lot of time with me and spending a lot of time with me as a coach. And I go crazy on my kids all year long about trying to throw passes where over people. I mean, Martin, I am apoplectic during games as a coach. Just throw it under people and bounce it, even if it's a long bounce pass. People's hands are in the air. So you try to throw it over, they're going to tip it.
Usually what happens. That is usually what happens. So, despite it being a juvenile mistake that led to where we're at, it's what Duke. I'm sorry, UConn, Michigan, Illinois, who was a 3 or 4,
Three.
and who am I
Two
missing?
ones,
Oh,
a
Arizona.
two ones, a 2, and a 3, and I somehow picked 0 Final Four teams.
So,
It's not like a
so
bunch of 8 seeds made it.
this is another year of a lot of the top seeds, kind of a lot of, I guess Illinois being a 3 is kind of the outlier to it. Is is chalk the future, similar to the way the women have always kind of had chalk? And
Yeah, but
does that
realistically, in
matter?
the Final Four, the men have mostly had chalk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's the other part of it, which is,
Once
does
every
it?
8 years, there's a team that makes a run to the Final Four, a George Mason or somebody like that, or a Loyola, but that's literally like once every 8 years.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter that it's chalk. I mean, this is what it is. It's the experience of everybody getting a chance to pick, even though, like you just said, it's these top teams, and yet you didn't get them right because
Right.
it could be any combination of it. It's
Correct.
like playing a bingo lottery. So it still doesn't really make a difference as far as that is concerned. But yeah, great finish. I was going to ask you about hockey, but I am curious. So hockey's kind of finishing up. The Yankees just began. Where are you? Who's got the more percentage between the two of your time?
Well, well, for me personally, baseball. I mean, the Rangers have. I mean, the Rangers basically gave up in January on the season, so which I had no problem with. They had bad contracts. They had, their goalie was hurt for a lot of the mid part of the season. So I actually wish they had traded more people at the deadline and just break it all the way down for a rebuild.
I I apologize. I didn't know anything about it. Like I was, BU got knocked out. We lost the Beanpot to BC, and that's kind of when I tapped out on hockey in the year. So I that's about as deep as I go. So you're watching the Yankees. You're in um three, right? You guys swept, didn't you? Sweeping the Giants
We did. We
in
did.
San Francisco.
Yep.
So are you just with the Yankees, or are you watching the roundup recap to start the day, the 45 minutes or the hour long what is it called? I can't think of it now because I used to watch it all the time. But it's basically the quick pitch where you're going to get baseball tonight, except now the modernized version where we're just showing you the highlight cuts.
Like the condensed game. I have not started that yet because, as you know, and
Okay.
maybe some of the podcast listeners know, I do not have access to Yankee games right now. And
Mm.
I'm probably not going to. So I'm going to have to get used to that. I need to, like, what's on YouTube, like MLB.com,
Well,
MLB channel
ML
on YouTube, or
YouTube gives you the condensed. YouTube gives you the 15 minutes, and those are usually out
okay.
about 90 minutes to 2 hours. You can get the 10-minute recap, and then there's condensed, which is usually about a little bit longer, but it's about a 20 minute. It's a 20
Yeah,
minute.
but I can give that a shot. I can start giving that a shot.
Well, I say this because that's what the Mets are going out to San Francisco for 3 games, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm like I'm not going to stay. I was going to say I'm in. I'm watching those recaps, but I'm not staying up at a 9:45
No,
start.
100%. I'm too old for
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say there was a time, but it's not now. But yeah, no,
I mean,
definitely.
I've followed the Yankee games. I just haven't seen, like, I haven't gotten it. I just need to, once I start doing it, probably this week I'm on spring break, so I'll probably start doing that, like, in the morning, because the Yankees will play tomorrow night. Again, like you said, 9:45 in Seattle. I'm not staying up for that. So
Oh,
when I
you
wake
guys are
up
still out
Tuesday
west.
morning, when I wake up Tuesday morning and I start my day, I'll throw on the 20-minute game or whatever, probably.
Hmm. Okay. So what are you, I guess, unfortunately to ask this question, but what are you going to try and do to watch, or are you just not going to watch Yankees games? Are you going basically, is the cord cut and you're going to become a radio listener now?
Yeah, I guess I'm probably going to put it on the radio. Like when I'm home, again, I don't have, like basketball, football practice this time of the year. I'm usually home in the evenings, just kind of putzing
Mhm.
around the house. So probably what I'll do, yeah, I'll probably just throw it on my phone and listen to Dave Sims and Susie.
Like, yeah, I don't know if sorry is the right word, but
No, but at least I'll get like the flow of the game a little bit here
oh,
and there.
certainly.
You know,
It's a sad,
but
sad
it's just
world.
yeah, I mean it's just the way it is right now. I'll figure it out. I'll see how it goes. Listen, if after a month I'm like, God, I really need to see the games, then I'll break down and pay for the Gotham Sports app. But I don't I don't foresee that happening, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You've already got with YouTube TV, but you've got the sports channels and everything like that. So
Right.
are you watching? I'm sorry, we're talking right now. Knicks OKC. Are you watching that? Are you watching the Knicks or
Yeah, well, I don't get MSG either, so I don't get them. But this game's on NBC right now, right? I believe.
yeah, the national games? I guess because
Yeah.
that's
No, I mean, we watched the game at my parents, then we packed up and drove home and just got home a little bit ago, so I haven't really put it
okay.
on.
Well, then I mean, I was
I'm gonna
specifically.
struggle for the playoffs. I'm gonna struggle. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for Knicks playoffs.
What do you mean?
Well, because the first round will still be on MSG, right? Not the first round won't all be on TNT or
I
ESPN, will it?
thought I thought they had everything. I thought
Oh, maybe
they
they do. I don't know. I figured only the first round I would miss, but maybe not.
no, I thought pretty much that was the whole thing with all the like
The
it'll be
regionals.
on, yeah, it'll be on the regional, but it also will be, on
Oh, okay.
in
Then yeah, I'm
three or
fine.
whatever like that, or True TV.
Yeah.
it's someplace. It's basically once the playoff come, everybody can see it. Which
Go
is
me.
just so sad. I was just gonna ask because we're talking playoffs. I don't watch the NBA. I watch, I've tuned in to see what Charles Barkley is saying, every now and again. But
Mhm.
um is Wemby for real? I mean, like, is this really happening this fast?
I'm gonna be a Debbie Downer. Womp womp. Remember that sketch? Rachel Dratch.
Yes, of course I do.
Um, he's very good. He's talented. He's got it all. He can shoot and he can block shots and he can. But Martin, until we figure out the human body better, guys at that size are gonna have foot, knee, hip problems. Look at his body's type. His
I'm
knees or his feet are gonna break down. They
Yeah, he
just
looks like a baby giraffe. Yes, he
They
looks
just
just like
are. It's happened to everybody that's been that height in the history of the NBA forever. 6'10, 6'11, maybe 7 feet, thick and muscular. Shaq was a freak. He was a
Mhm.
total, he's an anomaly. But I mean, you can go back to the days of the Bill Waltons and the Ralph Sampsons and Sam Bowie's, and then I mean Rick Smiths had knee issues. When the body
Yeah.
gets that long, there are just lower limb injuries that you just have to deal with from the pounding on NBA courts, and I fear that that's going to happen to Wemby.
But is it is it time now? Like, can they do it this year, basically? Because this
Oh,
wasn't supposed to be this year, and suddenly they're what?
I
Aren't
don't
they
think
number two
I
right now?
don't
I
think
mean,
they can get past the gauntlet of Western Conference teams. Meaning, I think they could beat a Denver, or I think they could beat an OKC, right? Or beat a
yeah,
Minnesota. I don't think they can beat Minnesota, OKC, and Denver, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, it. But I guess, and I'm not. I guess as the person who doesn't watch the NBA enough to know anything about it, but I see this baby giraffe basically just swatting stuff and hearing that. First off, I saw at the beginning of the season because they played OKC and didn't lose,
Right.
and and then now they're suddenly close on being the number one seed, right? And I say as blindly as possible. It's like, I
Right.
mean, is it possible that we're seeing so many things that are just sort of sprouting up that it's like this shouldn't be what it is. A Japanese guy shouldn't come over and suddenly be the best pitcher in the game to be able to, come off the pitch with shutout in game 6 and then show up for 3 innings in game 7. I mean, I'm not even talking Shohei. It's just,
Right.
is he another one of them? Is he
Yeah, I
another?
mean, yes, he is. But like I said, I just don't think the team
It'll
is
be
good
this
enough
year.
to go through the gauntlet.
Mm.
Like, could
Okay.
they pull off a stunning upset in the second round in Denver in 6 games? Yeah. But it's
Mm.
the NBA playoffs is a whole different season, right?
Yeah.
Like, and now that it's 7 for every series, if you're, I think and we've seen it a million times in the NBA, the team knocks on the door,
Yeah.
that incremental. I think it's because of the physical and mental fatigue of the length of the playoffs. I don't think it has to do with the ability of
Very fair
somebody.
point. Because it is like an extra quarter of the season, pretty much.
Yeah, man, it is just tough physically and,
So
like I
many.
said, mentally to be that sharp for 2.5, 3 months, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But that is what's the word I'm looking for? The proverb, so to speak, of there isn't, you have to be ready. You have to get your grinds and you have to get in there and get, you have to, everybody couldn't just come up and show up. Like Jordan
Right.
lost to the
That's what
Pistons
I'm saying.
and
We've
so
seen it
everybody's had
throughout the
this. Yeah.
litany of the NBA.
That is
There's a
the
one-off team
thing.
here and there, but
Yeah. Like Toronto. That's probably the one off that I that
which is
that
why,
could
as a
stand
Knicks
out one
fan,
off.
Jalen Brunson, I
For
feel
those who
they've
can't be.
they've built that. I'm not saying that means they're going to win,
Yeah, but it's a
but
possibility.
they've progressed through the playoffs each of the last couple of years.
Oh.
By the way,
So
this is a Jalen Brunson NBA Jam shirt, which is the coolest shirt
that's how
ever.
I'm looking. I'm trying to see, is that Jalen off to the right? It just
Yeah,
doesn't look like it. I mean, it almost looks like Anthony Davis from this, but that
but
might just
yeah,
be
it's
my
an NBA
camera.
Jam shirt that they made with
Oh,
Jalen Brunson, which is so cool, and says he's on fire, which is the coolest shirt ever.
let's play that way. Is there anything besides Knicks in the NBA Finals? Is there any other sporting event that you're looking forward to in the near future? Is there anything that's ringing a bell, maybe?
You're well aware of my skin color, right, Martin?
I am, sir.
Mm. And you're well aware of the state you live in, right, Martin?
I am, sir.
Mm.
So,
Hello, friends.
exactly. I was curious about that. Is that what
Curious about
that
that.
out?
It's what I live for.
I
Listen, my girlfriend's got me having plans all weekend that weekend. I got to fake an illness or something. I got to get appendicitis or something.
it explain to me, is it just because you play golf that you imagine yourself playing golf on this course, that it's the same course that everybody else has played on? But I don't understand. That's my
I
whole thing.
firmly believe golf is a sport you have to play to appreciate the professional game.
Okay. I mean, and I've witnessed golf, but
No.
I
You've
just
not gone out there on the grind and played it and
yes,
played
no.
18 holes
Oh
consistent. I mean,
God, no.
people have played one offs here and there. Again, one off, I use that term like 3 times this podcast. People have played, I've played the golf a few times. No. You haven't played golf. Like, I'm thinking about golf. Like, I got my clubs here. I'm thinking about I played a couple weeks ago down in Maryland. I played 3 days straight, man. And, like, you just don't understand the grind of golf and how difficult it is until you play it consistently. And then I think you appreciate it more on the professional level. I don't think it's a sport you can be a casual fan of because of the technical aspect of what they're doing. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, I I as you
You can
see
be
in
a casual
downtown.
football fan. Hey, they scored a touchdown. Everybody high five. We drink a beer. You know, like
Yeah, it's to understand what it is. I will say I do get out and I do play my Wii 9. I do get
right
out there and do
again.
that every now and again. But I understand what that is. It's not golf,
Right.
but that's about as practiced as I am gonna get on that. It's it's just one of the things that are going on.
I would say, I would say auto racing is like that, especially like NASCAR. Like if you're not a person who's driven like race cars and understands like
Yeah,
how a race works
but
and how to prepare a car for a race, like you can enjoy it a little bit, but you don't have that technical knowledge
you
of
look at
what they're
that
doing out
aspect.
there.
If
Yeah,
you're as far as the pit stops and everything like that, I
right.
feel
And the
if
preparation, the prep, how they prep the car during the week to get it ready for whatever type of race it is, depending on the track, because the tracks are a
well,
little bit different if they're straight ovals, if they have five turns, all that kind of stuff.
yeah, it's see, I guess I look at it as a from a cultural aspect, which is I can
Right.
see it from a highway driving aspect in terms of being that tight and still trying to drive 65, 70 miles an hour as a normal person, but then really trying to do 95, 100, and tearing into a 4-lane highway turn on that might be what you're looking at there. I've not
Like,
done
listen,
that
I
while
don't
I was driving
drive.
any
I
boat at
don't.
all. So, but
I don't
go ahead.
drive and never have learned how to drive a manual transmission.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I
But
don't care. Something I couldn't care less about. I don't care about cars. Never have. I've owned fucking
oh, neither
hundreds of
do I.
cars. Okay,
I care
but
about
like,
the car going from point A to point B. That's
right.
all.
So what I'm saying is, I've never learned to. I don't care if I ever learn to. So I don't understand that feel of
Mm,
racing with a
I
manual
see.
transmission
I
because
see.
you have
Yeah.
to have a manual transmission to race like
Yes. Okay. Fair point. My first car that my mom was able to give me was a manual transmission.
that.
So
Right.
I learned to drive
We
on a
were
man.
right at the end of that,
Yeah.
our era.
And yeah. And have we gone from manual to letting somebody else manually do it so I don't have to? So, we're I guess is
I
that
don't
the
have that
step
kind of car yet.
between
I ain't come up like that yet.
well, I was in a Tesla this weekend and it seems that it's like literally you can do that and it's somewhat frightening. Um, well, are all these sports things taking your attention away from anything else that's going on in the world? And is that a good or a bad thing? Is a dry transitional way to ask a question for ending.
No, I mean, I pay attention to the news in an appropriate amount of time for me.
That's all that
I'm not
matters.
fully invested in it, but I got an idea what's going on. If someone brings it up at a dinner party, I can usually fake my way through it.
And is
If
that
I ever went
not
to a dinner
all
party.
that's important? Is that not all that's important? Just basically being
Yes.
able to be knowledgeable enough that if somebody brings it up, you can sound knowledgeable and not end up looking like a complete idiot.
Right. Right.
Isn't that all
I
that's
don't need
being
any help
involved?
looking like a complete idiot. So
Exactly. Do it for free all the time. Great way to go out on a trivia question. Uh, Watching live sports, as we've talked about, and you will do whenever Hello Friends becomes on, that means commercials. Kevin Miles is actually the name of the State Farm guy. And he's done countless ads in the last 5 years, and he's all talking about bundling and all that stuff like that. The interweb doesn't have his salary. But according to a backstage article from 2025, Stephanie Courtney is a graduate of Binghamton University, as Mr. Kornhauser will tell you, and has been flow from Progressive for close to 20 years, and is
wow.
making an estimated $1 to $2 million a year from the ads. Right? The
It seems
world's
low.
that a year though. I mean, how much time are you actually filming and doing it?
Have
Which
you
leads
seen how
me,
many progressive commercials they have?
but
Right, I get you. Okay.
no, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I say that because the world's most interesting man has returned to do his Dos Equis pitch, and whether that is the original Goldstein that it was before in 2016, Celebrity Net Worth reported that Goldsmith, I apologize, was making $1 million a year for those beer commercials. The number I'm asking you is how many days did it take them to film all those commercials?
I'm gonna say like 9 days.
9 days.
There's
So
like
nine,
marathon shoots some days. No, because I guess he's in like different locations. No, I'm gonna up that. I'll say like 23 days.
23. 23 would be the number. There is an earlier number as well, so you can get both of them in the description for this episode. So thank you for listening, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Pandora. You can watch this and the additional images of her. Oh, I was going to mess up his name, Mullins.
Yes,
You can see
Mullins.
Mullins when I actually saw Mullins hit that shot when I was talking to Scott. You can see me flash that up on youtube.com/ at terminal pod. It's the channel for all your questions. As I said earlier, the answer to this and the other trivia question will be in the description. The Terminal Podcast tournament bracket's still going on. The standings are pretty much. I want to say Sydney ran away with it. I think it's a runaway pretty much because a lot of us had Houston and that kind of went down the drain. That'll get posted at some point. Kris, thank you very much. I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Take it easy down your life's highway and have a good evening.